think about a person who memorizes every historical trend of a financial market, but then completely panics and sells everything the moment stocks dip. Welcome to today's Deep Dive. I'm your host.
And I'm here to help break it all down, because there is just this massive gap between holding data in your head and actually trusting that reality when the floor falls out.
Exactly. And well, that's our mission today. We are exploring a fascinating tension from a stack of texts to figure out the critical difference between merely accumulating information and actually trusting a living reality.
Right, and we're looking at two really interesting sources. We have an ancient confrontation from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 22, alongside a modern devotional reflection from March 2026.
And we see this whole dynamic perfectly illustrated by this group called the Sadducees.
Yeah, they were basically the strict constitutional literalists of their day.
Like they only accepted the first 5 books of Moses, right? The Torah.
Exactly. They completely rejected later writings or oral traditions. So because they didn't see the concept of resurrection explicitly detailed in those first 5 books, they just completely rejected the idea of an afterlife.
Which makes the riddle they present to Jesus incredibly cynical, honestly.
Oh, it really is.
They describe this woman whose husband dies childless. And, following ancient customs, she marries his brother to carry on the family line. But he also dies.
Right.
And this just repeats sequentially through 7 brothers total. Finally, the woman dies. So they ask, well, in the resurrection, whose wife will she be?
I mean, they are essentially constructing a bad faith legal logic puzzle. They aren't looking for an actual answer at all.
Just a hypothetical engineered to make the opponent's viewpoint look absurd.
Precisely. They are trying to awkwardly copy-paste the exact biological and social rules of earthly life directly onto eternity.
But, you don't win a rigged game by playing it.
No, you don't.
You change the underlying premise.
And Jesus does this in 2 steps. First, he corrects their earthly assumption by stating that in the resurrection, people don't marry.
They are like angels in heaven.
Right, those old biological necessities just don't apply anymore. And then he targets their intellectual pride. This is the real mic drop moment.
Oh, yeah. He tells them they know neither the scriptures nor the power of God.
And he uses their own restricted rule book against them. He quotes a text they actually do accept, God speaking to Moses at the burning bush. I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Wait, so the key mechanism there is the present tense grammar, right? I am.
Yes. God says I am, centuries after those patriarchs had physically died. Jesus connects the dots for them. He is the God of the living, not the dead.
Therefore, they must still exist in some form.
Exactly.
That makes sense. But I really struggle to understand something here.
What's that?
How could elite religious leaders, guys who spent literally every waking hour reading, debating, and memorizing the Torah, be told they don't know the scriptures?
It's wild, isn't it?
It feels like telling a master mechanic they don't know what a car is.
Well, that touches on the core insight we pulled from our modern reflection source. True knowing isn't just intellectual agreement.
They were treating the scriptures like a massive database to be mastered.
Right. They had all the trivia memorized, but they didn't actually know or trust the author.
Oh, that reminds me of the celebrity dynamic from the text.
The celebrity analogy is a perfect parallel.
Yeah, you might know everything about a famous actor. Their hometown, their birthday, their entire filmography.
But you don't actually know them.
Right. You certainly wouldn't trust them with your life savings or your deepest secrets. Knowing facts about someone isn't a relationship.
And when we treat profound truths, like the power of God or the reality of resurrection, as just comfortable pieces of information, it leaves us incredibly vulnerable.
Kind of like the sandcastle metaphor the author uses.
Yeah, someone can sit in a pew for decades accumulating biblical knowledge. But if they don't trust the actual power behind it,
that knowledge collapses like a sandcastle the second a real storm of hardship hits.
Exactly. Because human intellect has hard limits when it comes to understanding something beyond visible evidence.
It requires trusting a living reality. Trusting that Jesus is alive and at work right now through the Holy Spirit.
Knowing truth in your mind is just so fragile unless it is paired with trusting that living reality in your heart.
Relying purely on your own visible understanding is a completely different operating system than living by grace through a relationship.
So true.
So we want to leave you with a final thought to mull over today. Look at your own deepest convictions for a moment.
whether they are spiritual beliefs or even core philosophies about your career and relationships.
Are you treating them as academic theories you simply agree with?
Consider what happens when you face a sudden career failure or a devastating personal crisis.
Do those principles actually guide your actions in the dark, or were they just interesting concepts you kept safely on a shelf?